Hello everyone, I'm Monica. Let's go for a walk in the garden. But first, let's check the temperature. So it is about 4 degrees. I got my little basket and my clippers, and we're gonna go in the garden to see what I can find for my arrangements. But here I don't think I showed before. These are my winter containers that I made in the fall. And what I like about them are those mossy twigs. And this is what I am looking for, finding some more in the garden. And the dogwood that I got from my garden. And what I'm looking for are nice lines, curvy pieces, anything that we can find. So the snow has gone down considerably. I love it. So here is the burning bush that I was talking about, the structure. And I have already a twig inside, but I love the structure of this tree. Here is an evergreen, which I'm going to clip one branch. It's a low juniper. Put it in my basket. Okay, so let's see what else I can find. This one's called the Sherwood moss. It has this mossy appearance, but right now it's a little bit more bronzy because of the winter. But what I'm really excited about is to go on the other side to see what's growing by my fence. And here I have a yew that's growing pretty nicely. This is an Oregon grape holly. Here is a hydrangea. So I am looking for any signs of spring because I have a lot of bulbs to pop up. In here I have a garden that goes all the way to the street, but as you can tell, it's all covered. Still snow. I'm also making like a mental note of what I would like to do and what is the composition of how does this bed look like right now, and what else I would like to add. Like, I know that I have some perennials and some bulbs popping up, and I'm just trying to see what else I need. Here I have a tree peony that I see that it has a bud right there. In here, do you see this chicken wire? This is for the nasty squirrels, so they can get to my bulbs. And I can see in here a tulip coming up. I usually cover it with mulch, like eventually it will be covered. Don't chicken wire. I love this grass. It's coming from my neighbor. I think I'll pick a couple that fell on my side. Really pretty. The lower branches on the Oregon grape holly, they're a little bit damaged, and what I'm planning to do is anyways to clip the bottom branches, because I like to do that on the trees. So you can regain your territory at the bottom. In here, my son brought a shopping cart. You'll be amazed what happens in this house. My husband puts boats in front of my azaleas. My son brings shopping carts. All the things that I have to put up with. Eventually, he'll move the boat. Like when I planted this beautiful azalea right here, he didn't have the boat right here. And here is another one. This azalea is budding pretty nicely. And here are some of the tall junipers. Blue juniper. I think I'm going to walk the other way now to the side garden, because I have a lot of bulbs in here. But first, let's just stop to look at this pussy willow. It's so fluffy. I love those fluffy bits. And let's see what's going on in here. This is a pieris. It's an evergreen. And then there's a holly. In here I have to deal with spring cleaning and all that. Here I have some gnarly twigs, but look at that. Signs of spring. I cannot wait for those tulips to come up so I can use them in my arrangements. And then there's some daffodils in there. Lots of tulips. This weekend I'm gonna start my spring cleaning in here. You will see me work. And in there I have some chives that I see popping up also. This one is a mocha orange, the little shrub, and mocha orange is in the category of shrubs that you prune after flowering. And in here I also have two hydrangeas by those two trellises, and they are in group 2, so they don't need to be pruned. They are HF young. So they bloom on the old and on the new. And I do see some little buds. I don't know if you guys can see them right there. So they are alive. And the other ones, they're Annabelle hydrangeas that I'm gonna have to cut shorter because Annabelle hydrangeas bloom on new wood. And I don't need them so high. So now let's go see what's going on at the back. What else I can see? Oh gosh, look at that. She always likes to come from behind and then run and scare me. And believe it or not, she likes to walk on the path. Like this path in here is the best thing I ever made, because I used to get so wet, and I don't like to have my toes wet, even if when the grass gets taller and then I want to go down the hill. But now even the cat likes to walk on it as soon as the snow is going to be out of here. This is a cotonia aster, and you can see how the branches have those little tiny branches growing on them everywhere. And this one's a dogwood. And this big thing in here is a ligustrum or privet. And this bush is very good for the fence because it grows very dense. Mine even grew tall. I'm gonna have to prune a little bit from the top because it looks a little too tall for my liking. I don't like things to get out of hand for me. And I have some hosta that they should pop up. So I have more perennials that they're in here, but right now we're just looking at the lines in the winter and what do I need to do in this bed and how is it looking right now. This used to be in the past a rose garden because they had a really tall maple in here when we bought the house 15 years ago, and it was in the danger of falling on the house and it had termites in it, so we had to take it down, and we couldn't plant anything for a while because there were roots everywhere. So the only thing that I could plant in here were bare root roses that I managed to stock in different places, and it was a rose garden for a while and I loved that.